Los Pumas squad for the Nations Championship, folks, is out. At least the initial squad is out. They're going to add some more players as we get into July. But here at the end of June, they've named the initial squad, which is going to be available for Scotland before Wales and then England come to town. So this home leg of the Nations Championship, where are they looking strong? Where are they looking a bit light? Injuries certainly have affected them. But I do feel like they are building some nice depth. And yeah, they're influenced by the top 14 final as well, because a lot of the players who play for the Pumas these days are with the French competition one way or another. Since the disbanding of the Jaguares with the end of the old Super Rugby, these guys had to find jobs. Many of them are in France. Some of them are in the Prem. There's the old one been playing in Super Rugby. So I don't get to see them as much as I used to when they were in the Jaguares. But any of you guys who've been watching them play for their clubs, do let us know what kind of form they have been in. Injury-wise, I feel like prop is looking a little bit hairy just because the likes of Gajo, Sclavi, Bejo are all out injured. So it means they're just a little bit lighter in terms of the propping stocks. With the way the Pumas squad is kind of stacked, I feel like as long as you can get parity at scrum time, that's the most important thing. This is not a squad built on like trying to out-scrum your opponent to win penalties, get territory, get shots at goal. They can beat you in a lot of other ways. They don't necessarily need to make that part of the game. So get parity, that'll be fine. They got the experienced captain in Montoya there, and then they got a debutant potentially in Oviedo, who's been playing this rugby over here in Super Rugby with the Western Force. Didn't get a heck of a lot of game time, but got some decent minutes under his belt. Locks is an interesting mix because Molina has been really good for the Force in Super Rugby. Had a cracking season. It's a shame he's left after just one season. And then Petty is another kind of great skills. They've got these two really great loose head skills locks. And they've got a little bit less experience on their tight head locks in terms of bringing in Acevedo from Super Rugby Americas, which is great for building depth. One thing you got to say about the Pumas right now is with the Jaguares going, and South America getting its own semi-pro rugby competition going, it is getting a chance for more guys to get exposure to higher level rugby. And some of these guys are making the Pumas, and some of these guys are then getting contracts elsewhere. So that's a bit of good news. So the inexperienced guy who's only like 21 years old, I don't know anything about him, is going to be playing alongside Alemano, who's only one cap away from 100. He's the oldest forward in the squad at 34. But there's no like Lavanini, there's no Polo, so they're kind of missing the couple of their big usual enforcer locks. It doesn't surprise me Lavanini didn't get picked because, I mean, he hardly played for the Highlanders. He was out injured for much of the year in Super Rugby. But yeah, it's a mix at locks. It'll be great for Alemano to get to 100 caps though, assuming he gets selected. And then flankers, you guys for a number of years in Argentina have been so stocked full of talent. You got Grondona, Crema, Matera, Moro, Oviedo, and then a new guy in Panucos. Apologies for the pronunciation. He's only 20 years old, playing his rugby for the Pampas. He might get a game against Wales, maybe. It seems to be a chance to do a bit more experimentation. But even without the likes of Juan Martin Gonzalez, who was out injured, they've got players all over the back row. Like a back row of Oviedo at 8, Matera and Crema on the flanks is fantastic. So I don't see any problems with the Pumas back row. 9 might be a question because you got Garcia, Mojano, and Benitez Cruz. Does Gonzalo Garcia get back to being the first choice 9 for Argentina? I'm not sure. That's been a bit of a revolving door. I think he missed a bit of rugby out injured as well, which certainly didn't help. 10, I do like the look of Albanoz still, even though Priscantelli, who's got himself into the mix, has been very exciting. I think Albanoz is your main guy. And then a couple of inexperienced guys in terms of Soler, the fullback, and then Fraga, the outside centre. Also playing their rugby in Super Rugby Americas, so we'll see if they get a chance or not. Midfield is looking a bit light because Chocobates is still with the top 14 final. So they've got like the veteran Moroni, who's the oldest back in the squad. I think he's the oldest guy in the squad total at 35 years old. Yeah, the midfield is looking just a bit lighter without Chocobates. Once he's back, I think that looks a bit nicer. Sinti is still there. He's been a bit of a stalwart for Contepomi since he's been playing. Outside backs, I think, kind of like the back row, you're stacked. I mean, you got Mendy, you got Santi Carreras, whether he's playing 10 or 15. Iscaro, Delgui, Mateo Carreras. Yeah, there's plenty of excitement machines, speedsters, steppers. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem in Argentinian rugby in terms of your depth at the moment. That's even without Malia, who suffered that horrendous injury a while back, end of last year. So, and he's one of the best in the world for mine. But yeah, a number of players out unavailable with the top 14 final. Like to talk about is Elias Miotti, Picado, another kind of midfielder, potential candidate for Contepomi. So the midfield is looking a little bit light until the top 14's done. Props are looking a little bit light with injuries. I'm curious to see who plays 9. Elsewhere, I think I'm pretty happy with the Pumas squad. What are the expectations? They got Scotland coming to town, Wales coming to town, and then England. You always lose against England. It's just your thing, Argentina. Even in the best possible circumstances, you guys seem to lose against England. It would be nice for you to beat England for a change to kind of get that monkey off the back. And England will have been to South Africa, then back to England, and then over to Argentina. So England is going to be doing a lot of traveling. So if there's a chance for them to be there for the taking, that's it. Although that doesn't usually mean anything because in a World Cup game, you guys had a man advantage against them for the entire match and still George Ford drop goaled you to death. So Wales is a must win and you want to beat Scotland at home. So 3 out of 3 would be golden. 2 out of 3 is probably fine. I think if you only win 1, you'll be disappointed. If you win none, it'll be a disaster. Expectations reasonably high for the Pumas. For mine, they beat my All Blacks all the time, so I don't know. Why not put the expectations high? You guys let us know your thoughts. Where do you reckon the Pumas are looking good? If you've been watching these guys play club rugby this year, which guys are in particularly good form? You guys take care, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.